Throw down to second in time. It's the last two possessions. What a pass. What a pass.
Nixon, the runner comes home. They got her. Up top.
Hello and welcome to this week's Big 12 Report presented by Dr. Pepper. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent alongside co-host Carter Babb.
Thanks, Wendell. Last Friday in Austin, Texas dedicated a statue to one of its most successful and well-known coaches in school history, and Wendell was there for the special occasion.
In her 31-year career at Texas as women's basketball coach, Jody Conradt not only built a program that was a national power in women's basketball, she helped women's collegiate athletics flourish at UT and around the country. 900 victories, the first undefeated champion in women's basketball, a trailblazer, credentials worthy of being cast in bronze.
Coach is now for sure in monument form, but she was such a monumental leader and visionary for women's sports. So it's a happy day, and we're just so glad so many people here are helping her celebrate it.
I'm just glad to be here. Jody has been a great friend of mine, and she does it the right way, and I just love who she is, and it's just great for me to have an opportunity to be here for her.
One of the many dignitaries on hand to honor Jody Conradt was Tennessee coach Pat Summitt, who retired last season after winning the most games of any major college coach in men's or women's basketball.
You could just see the connection. They've always been great competitors, but deep, deep friendship. Again, it's one of those friendships where they didn't call each other every day, but when both were down and needed a moment, or when there was a pick-me-up, they were there for each other, and I think you can sense that today.
I could never have dreamed of having this kind of opportunity. It is something that was unimaginable when I was growing up. But along the way, the opportunities, the relationships, and to represent this tremendous university is something that is very special. I don't think anyone could have relived any of those moments and all the things that you've experienced and enjoyed and the relationships. Your whole life flashes before your eyes, and there's some emotional moments about that, and I almost lost it.
I've never seen Coach. She's unflusterable, if that's a word. I did see her get a little choked up there, but just like Jody, she recovered and delivered a great address, and it was fun to watch.
This is just a special day. It has to be about so much more than me as an individual. It's about the University of Texas and the opportunity that all of us had here, and how this university has changed the lives of so many young women. But I think it is a huge statement about how much this university values women's athletics and how it's always been on the cutting edge of doing the right and the fair thing.
It's nice that Texas was able to honor one of their all-time greats, and that Coach Conradt had so many of her friends and former players there celebrate right there. It looks like everybody had a really good time.
Yes, indeed.
Well, for the first time this season, all 10 teams will be playing on the same weekend, as we have 5 Big 12 matchups coming up this weekend, and 2 of those will be top 25 showdowns.
Right you are, sir, and those are the 2 games I'm going to concentrate on, starting with Kansas State playing at Iowa State. Now, Kansas State moved up to number 5 in the rankings, and Iowa State moved into the rankings this week after winning at TCU. Both teams are solid on defense, allowing an average of just over 2 touchdowns per game. 3 of the best linebackers in the Big 12 will be on the field. The Wildcats' Arthur Brown and the Cyclones' duo of Jake Knott and A.J. Klein. Now, quarterback Colin Klein and Kansas State's offense matching up against those 2 Iowa State linebackers will be something worth watching. And in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl, it'll be an elimination game as Texas and Oklahoma meet up in the Red River rivalry. Both teams enter the game at the Cotton Bowl with 1-1 Big 12 records, so the loser will have 2 losses and will be facing an uphill battle in regards to winning the league title. Oklahoma is coming off its best game of the season, a domination of a solid Texas Tech team in Lubbock. Now, Texas has had trouble stopping the run the last 2 games, but hopes the return of linebacker Jordan Hicks will bolster the defense. Now, at last year's 55-17 loss, UT gave up 3 scores to OU's defense via turnovers. Those 2 games will kick off the 5-game schedule that we've got on Saturday, and number 4 West Virginia will make its second trip to the state of Texas. to take on Texas Tech. Oklahoma State, which is arguably the best 2-2 team in the country, is at Kansas. And TCU and Baylor will meet for the first time since 1995 as conference foes when the Horned Frogs make the trip to Waco to take on the Bears.
That's right. Well, I think we're going to have 5 great games to watch this weekend as conference play really gets going and everything heats up. All right, Wendell. Well, 2 weeks ago we had famous shout-outs. Last week they were infamous shout-outs. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what we're going to have this week. What are we looking at?
We got up here, we got there. We'll try for we're going to try for the middle here. Just, semi-famous.
All right.
Semi-famous shout-outs. Okay.
There we go.
Now, Friday night in Austin, we'll have a big showdown in Big 12 volleyball. Number 21 Kansas entered this week in second place in the standings behind Texas, and they'll take on the 9th-ranked Longhorns at 7:30 p.m. Texas has won 36 consecutive home matches. And also this week, Iowa State's Kristen Hahn was named the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. She became the first player in Big 12 history to win 4 straight weekly awards in any category. Now, 3 teams remain without a loss in Big 12 soccer. West Virginia won road matches at Kansas and Iowa State over the weekend to push its conference record to 5-0 and 9-3-3 overall. Texas is 3-0 in the Big 12 and hosts Texas Tech and Kansas this weekend. Now, Baylor is 2-0-1 in the Big 12 and 11-1-2 overall. The Bears are facing a challenging weekend. On Friday, they'll be in Morgantown to take on first place West Virginia, and on Sunday, they'll be in Stillwater to face Oklahoma State. Now, that match will be televised at 4 p.m. on ESPNU. Now, the Big 12 Social Rewards Program is entering its 3rd month, and by signing up, fans are eligible for various prizes by staying connected and interacting with the Big 12 Conference and their favorite teams on social networks. Simply visit big12.socialfanrewards.com to sign up and start earning points. Now, besides bragging rights, fans have a chance to win tickets, signed merchandise, and various other prizes. Now, this week, the Big 12 rewarded a fan with tickets to this week's Texas-Oklahoma game in Dallas. You got to sign up today, and you can start earning points through Big 12 Social Rewards and win prizes like the Texas-OU game tickets, which are tough to come by.
Yeah, that's a big prize. Well, that's going to do it for this week's Big 12 Report. Next week's show will come to you live from Men's Basketball Media Day in Kansas City with coverage starting at 7:45 a.m. and we'll be back in the studio in 2 weeks. As always, for everything Big 12, be sure to visit our website at big12sports.com and follow us on Twitter at Big 12 Conference. We'll see you next week.
Presented by Dr. Pepper.
Smokers coming.
Let me have a little more whiskey because I'm wide. Middle-aged spread. You're going to get there sooner or later.
All right, when you're 75, you'll find out. Thanks, Wendell.
Okay. Key coverage we're going to have on the Big 12 Socials. Are you satisfied now? Are you done? Are we done? Do we need to do it over? You're not going to get anything better than what we just got done.
There's no one better than the two of us.
Not only that, but we can't, we've screwed it up as much as we can screw it up.